Hey there, guys. My name is Roman, and I'm a mental rights advocate as well as a travel influencer. So, what I've seen in different cultures is that it's a pay-to-play strategy. So, why is it that these tight-knit bonds that are formed as the ecosystem for economy, there's no safety nets if you go to places like Europe, it gets taken away for the capitalistic government programs. That's right. You don't have to work in the America. You don't have to really do anything, find food. All these stuff are provided. So why is that? And what are the downsides that you're giving up if you're living off government programs? Let's start at Tier 1, homeless shelters. Now, there's about two types of shelters, and they either have ones you can stay the day, they'll have a day room, or you gotta be out outside a certain time at 6 a.m. And in almost every city, you'll also find shelters ran by local families, and this is because one certain thing is certain about all these shelters. They're getting about $30 a head per night. So add that up fast, and we'll say the average shelter could have anywhere from 25 heads to up to 50. That's a lot of big business happening at these homeless shelters. Now, will you have services to help you with your job? Yes, most of these case managers are not actually have degrees or went to college though, and the help is few and far between, and you're mostly left to your own devices. We see a lot of times that drugs are not supposed to be let in to the campus, so they'll even take away cigarettes at sometimes, but allow even harder stuff to be sold around. Why is this? I don't know, but it really keeps the power in check. It keeps people in an anxious scenario, and there's a reason for that. It's because if they get too comfortable there, they'll feel like they'll never get enough confidence to get out of there, I think, and to keep them dependent. What do you guys think? All right, now we can go to the next thing, and this is publicly funded healthcare centers. Now, that may sound good at first. People who don't have insurance or coverage can get mental health treatment and even be in rehab, as good as it seems, because these rehab centers are not the privately funded ones that have to have at least good food and good professional people, or else they wouldn't be able to, pay their schooling education back to those places, because that's how that business works of that. So most of these public ones are done by peers, and we see a lot of shit because of the poor resources going down. I've heard about rapes happening to youth in these resource areas and other terrible things that could happen. Now, we'll get to this later, but a lot of these youths are spit out of the youth system, and that's when we can get to the youth centers. Now, in every city we'll come by in America, you can find almost a youth center in a major city, and all of these are branded as basically LGBTQ. And in the research I've done, even the ones when I interviewed president of the Pride Center in El Paso, he said just because they were the Pride Center, they had no affiliation with LGBTQ, and it was just about bettering young men's lives. Now, what makes these so interesting is, does the grant money force them to be LGBTQ? And even places like normal youth centers, we see health organizations like UT come in, and we have complaints about giving AIDS medicine to the kids and incentives for gift cards and other programs that are a little sus. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, they're just trying to give the resources open to the public. But I'll tell you one thing about all these youth centers and even transitional homes is that you get people who are schizophrenic, and you hear a lot of talks about a gay experiment. which could very well be a lot of donors in your area are funding this sort of thing and they're voted for it.